Stampers, Patsy Waggoner here with Stamps to Die For. I'm here today to share with you the Christmas Time is Here Sweet Bundle. This bundle contains the Christmas Rose stamp set and the rose dies, which has 7 different dies in it, some label dies and some little filigree dies. The stamp set comes in cling for the outline and the photopolymer for the solids, which is kind of interesting, but it works really great together. So I'll show you more about that. Along with this suite of products comes the Christmas Time is Here specialty paper. Now hopefully you can see that on the one side we have a little bit of gold foiling, and on the reverse sides there is no foiling. So you have, different things to choose from. You have 6 different designs on 3 different double-sided papers. We're going to be using this one today. So along with that, in this suite of products is these fun gold glitter enamel dies. They're really, really cool. I love those little enamel dies. And this gorgeous, gorgeous gold ribbon. Now, something that isn't stamp related, but I was really excited about, because I love Alex and Ani bracelets, and this will go with my gold set of Alex and Ani, but you can also mix the gold and silver. But this is a great little, it has a little Stampin' Up! Emblem and the rose on it. This is a great little gift if you know somebody that loves bracelets, or maybe yourself. This is a fun little gift to give. And it's a really good price point. I believe it's $22, which is really a good buy. So you can buy all of these suites of products together or individually. But remember, when you buy the stamp set and the die as a bundle, you save 10%. So let's move on and show you today's card. Today's card is a Christmas card, of course, because we're using the Christmas Time bundle. But you could probably use this rose set all through the winter, especially here in the colder states. I'm going to take my 4 1/4 by 11 inch card and folding it in half, and I'll tell you why we're making the card that way today. And I have a 4 by 5 1/2 inch piece of the designer paper, and we're going to layer this little lattice that I've pre-cut out from the dies on the side here. Now, through the magic of video, I have applied these with my adhesive, and you can see how it's overlapping. So I'm just going to cut the overlapping pieces off. Some of my snail is going to stick to my scissor, I can see. But we're going to trim those off like that, and we're going to apply a little snail to the back here. You can notice I'm putting just a little on each of the corners. Now, I had a little blemish on my paper here, but we're going to be covering that up, so it doesn't really matter anyway. So there we have the first part of our card, and here is the reason I wanted to keep this aside open, is because I wanted to tie this ribbon around, and we're going to tie it over to the right hand side in a knot. Now I have a little trick. People always wonder how I get the nice little thing on the top where it's nice. I pull my ribbon at 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock. Now the 6 o'clock is the one that started over on the left hand side to begin with. So I'm going to put this through here, but I'm only going to pull the 12 o'clock until the very end, and then I may adjust it a little bit with the 6 o'clock, but that's how you'll get a nice flat bow on the top of your card like that. We're going to just take our scissor, little paper snips, and trim that like that. So we have a little bow on the right hand side there. So we're going to set that aside. Now comes for our, well, I got one more thing to put on here. I did pre-cut out of our nested label dies, which I love. You get a whole bunch in this size. We're going to put our snail here, and we're going to just place this right in the center of the card. And I'm going to try to get it straight as I can, which doesn't always work. I want that bow as far over to the right as I can get it. So there we go. Now we're going to put that aside for a little bit, and I'm going to grab my Stamparatus, which I've already set up. If you haven't ever taken a peek, there's a video that describes the Stamparatus. This is a multi-positional positioning stamp. This is the magnet that holds it in place. And I'm going to ink up my stamp. Now I'm going to take the plate off so you'll see the plates are removable, which is cool. And I'm inking and inking this up with our Memento Tuxedo Black. And I'm going to put that in our stand, and I'm going to come down and just push on the top to get that image. Now, should I miss any, like the middle there, I can go back in, re-ink it a little bit, and then go back. That's the great thing about the stamp positioners. If you don't get a completely good inking, and this is especially great with words, you can always go back in and re-ink them. And I'm going to take that plate off for the moment, and I'm going to flip this one around because I want to do the flower next. Now these are what they call, I believe, photo something stamps. How's that for technicalities? And Allison, my border buddy, showed this cool trick on one of her videos recently because I was really having trouble with these and actually really hated them. But they have a cool look. But you're going to take your ink pad, and I take one of the blocks that was from my paper pumpkin that's got a straight edge, but you could use a spatula or anything with a straight edge or ruler. And I'm pushing all my ink to the side. Now I'm not losing the ink. It's just pushed to the side. It'll come back by not too long actually. So I put that, ink that up, and now I'm going to go in and I'm going to push down on this to get that stamped image in the right place. So you can see I didn't, and that's the beauty, is you can go back in and get that ink where you want it. Now there's a light and dark toning to that, so you don't want it to be too inky. That's why now I'm going to flip it over, and you can buy extra plates for this Stamparatus. Now I'm going to take my green and I'm going to rub it all the way to the side here again. This is Old Olive, and then I'm going to ink up my leaves and pine boughs. Like that. And then I'm going to go in, push down again. So this is an amazing stamp positioner. You can see how cool it is because you can keep going back in until it's got the ink exactly where you want it. Now, I sometimes choose to just stamp those little berries in, but for the excitement of demonstrating, I am going to use the Stamparatus, and hopefully, yep, I'm going to ink up my berries, and then we're going to, whoops, ink up the berries, and we're going to go in and just push down. I don't want to get my fingers inky, so I'm going to take this piece of paper and see if we got all of our berries. Oops, I forgot to put the magnet down. Oh, I missed that corner, so then I'm going to have to go back and push there. There we go. So now we have our berries. Now the other part of this, put that in so the ink doesn't get on my sponge. We're just going to finish off with our little pine cones. Now these pine cones are pretty easy to stamp, and like I said, I normally would probably just stamp my berries too. But if you're doing a lot of cards, that is really the beauty of the Stamparatus, is being able to position that and stamp over and over. So you can make a lot of these cards very quickly and get them all lined up like you want. Now we're going to take and cut out with the coordinating die. This is a die that cuts it out perfectly. And so there we have that to cut it out with. And I'm going to just grab some dimensionals here. I want to put, oh, you can see I boo-booed on that side, so I flipped it over. That's the wonderful part about, you know, paper, is it's got two sides. I always used to tease one time at a workshop. I said, yeah, that's the wonderful thing about Stampin' Up! Cardstock. It has two sides. And this one lady thought for a long time, and then she said, doesn't all cardstock have two sides? I was kind of like, yeah, okay. So there, we're going to put that there like that. And then I've pre-cut out this little tag with our dies. And I do have some Tuxedo Black ink here. And a little greeting stamp. And I'm going to just stamp that right there. Now if I'm doing tags like this, you know, not on video, I would stamp it, then cut it out, because you can get it exactly where you want it by doing it that way. Put some dimensionals on the back of this. And we're going to just stick that little tag right in here like this. And then we're going to take some of our, I always cut a little slit in my embellishments like this, so I can easily just grab them, go in, and I'm going to put a little, I think I want a little bigger one. I'm going to put a little embellishment like that, and there we have our Christmas card. Now for the inside, we're going to stamp a greeting. So I'm going to put, oops. And if you have any, this is another reason this mat is nice. I've got that adhesive on there, and I wanted to add something, so just a minute. Now, if you have any leftover washi tape, I like to use up my old washi tape by putting it on the insides of cards. So I just stick a little bit here, and then we're going to go add this to the inside of the card like this. Now remember, the secret to snail is burnish, 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 or rub, rub, rub. And we have our cherry cobbler, and I have my Merry Christmas from the same stamp set, and we're going to just stamp our Merry Christmas. And there we have our Christmas card. So I hope you enjoyed today's highlighting of the Christmas Time is Here suite. Please do stop by my blog at www.stampstodiefor.com for more inspiration. Have a great day and happy stampin'!